So, for those who don't know, I've been getting into speedrunning recently. Mostly speedrunning Rabi Ribi, and I decided, hey, why not make a video out of this? You guys, no one knows what Rabi Ribi is, so play it. So, I'll also speedrun Fire Emblem Heroes. You know, see what I can do. So, yeah. But I just want to preface that the speedruns are not up on the... Hey, what's this? An obligatory thing all YouTubers have to do at this day and age? Yeah, I'm sorry, but literally like 90% of you guys aren't subbed to the channel, and literally a single subscriber actually does mean a lot to me. So, it really does. I really just want to hit 150... I wanted to hit 150 subs by the end of the year. Probably won't happen. Actually, 9 of you need to subscribe. It could. But, yeah, I feel bad that I'm just pestering you, but it's an analytic every YouTuber has to shove at the start of their videos at this point, so why not join them? I shall quickly explain myself. What is a speedrun? You beat a game quickly. I don't know why you clicked on a video talking about speedruns if you didn't know what one was, but there. So, yeah. None of my speedruns are on the leaderboards on speedrun.com yet, because it takes apparently 1 to 3 weeks to be able to submit for it to be prefaced. The oldest is about 3 days old, because I have just been up and into speedrunning. So I'm going to leave the links to both of my speedruns of Fire Emblem Heroes, as well as both of my speedruns of Rabi Ribi, in the description. As well as I am going to leave a very specific... And I'm kind of just going to show you some of the highlights, or just, I guess, commentate over one of the runs, and then... Or I guess both of them, because they're not that entertaining. Fire Emblem Heroes isn't that interesting of a game to speedrun. But I wanted to make a video talking about it, so I did. So first up is my Defeat the Stratums speedrun. It's a very simple category for Fire Emblem Heroes. Defeat all 11 Stratums in the training tower. You can do them with a preset team. You don't have to start from scratch. So I decided to bring along my plus 10 close call repel units Soel, my tanky Winter Faye, my sweeper Bernadetta, and my Gale Force Cordelia. I'm not bragging what they do. I'm not bragging about them. I'm literally just telling you what they do. They're very easy to summarize. So, like always, the first several sanctums are really easy. And the only one that I definitely lost time for sure is Sanctum 10. As all my units died on the second turn, except for Winter Faye, who's an armor unit. She had to slowly crawl across the map to kill units. This is probably going to be one of the, it's one of the more popular speedrun categories, which I find kind of weird, considering I would say it's one of the most RNG heavy. Because you could get really lucky with units. Like, hell, you could get 3 units on every single map. Perfect luck. Or, you could get 5 on every map, and one of them is Surtur. Well, they removed Surtur from the pool, but you know my point. You could get really lucky, or you could get completely screwed over, because this is a really RNG heavy mode, which... Are we surprised? I mean, Fire Emblem Heroes is pretty much all about RNG, so it's not fitting. It's fitting that the most popular speedrun category is exclusively RNG. I find it interesting Heroes only has 1 moderator. As well as a neat thing, you actually will get your placement on the leaderboard before your run is authenticated based on the time you provide to enter your run. So that's really neat. So I know what my placement is already, and that's actually really neat. But, yeah, with Fire Emblem Heroes, it's such an interesting game to run. Because it's modes like this are just RNG, and then the rest of it's really just repeat. But I would genuinely say if you wanted to give it a shot, this is a pretty easy mode to get into. You don't have to do anything with your save files. So I would say go ahead, grab 10 of your powerful sweeper units, and do the sanctums. It's pretty easy to record a mobile game, since it's really easy to do on any phone running Lollipop, which is what Androids use and Samsungs, and basically anything that isn't an Apple device, you can do it really easily. And then Apple devices, you just have to go in settings and enable the recording widget, and you can record. So it's really not hard, and it's pretty decent of a speedrun. Now, the next one will be very mission matched, so I'll just commentate over that one, like the start of it, or I guess the end of it, and explain things there. So, yeah. And then book 1. I would not recommend this run. No, it's not because I have second place on the leaderboard, and I don't want you taking that away from me. If you want to and want to be spiteful, go ahead. But I do not recommend it. It's not fun. I was just sitting there for an hour autoing, tapping the screen constantly in case something like a dialogue box or a level up box appeared. Okay, what is it with me and getting Twitter notifications while recording screen captures? I got one while getting this footage off here, and got one while recording this footage. It's somewhere in there. But it's really weird. I would not recommend it. It's something that I think genuinely is pretty much a problem that's going to come up every single time you think about something like Fire Emblem Heroes or any RPG that's turn-based. You can't really do a good speedrun. Which, on the contrary, I've watched Xenoblade 2 speedruns. They're really engaging. Because Xenoblade 2, yes, is an RPG with a gacha system. I'm not joking. It's a Nintendo Switch game for $80 with a gacha system. And I don't mind, because it's implemented pretty well. But that game's speedrun because it's not turn-based. It's an action RPG of sorts. It's really intriguing because you're having them pretty much using their abilities, using items to reduce ability cooldown, and knowing the in-depth of the game. Like, your ability charge increases every time you get a single auto off, so you actually keep trying to cancel your auto attacks. So basically, you do your first, you cancel it next, and then hit it again. So basically, you're speeding up your animation time. It's really interesting, and it's an RPG. But with Fire Emblem games, they don't have they have depth. They're very in-depth games, minus maybe Heroes, because it's a mobile game. Given Heroes is still pretty in-depth. But it's because it's turn-based. It's not exactly exciting. Rabi Ribi, a game I love speedrunning, and already loved before that, is a bullet hell Metroidvania. And it is so fast-paced. It fits really well to modes like that. Plus, the developer knew you might want to speedrun and included a speedrun button, which auto-skips cutscenes, including an entire, 5-minute long sequence in the beginning, which is exclusively plot. That's so neat. It's super cool, and I really appreciate. But that's the thing. Fire Emblem, in my opinion, isn't a very good game to speedrun because of its turn-based RPG nature. Like, I'm sure a Warrior speedrun, or maybe even a Tokyo Mirage Session speedrun, could be really interesting, but as for main series Fire Emblem, I doubt it. And this is not me looking at Fire Emblem from a critical perspective. It's me looking at Fire Emblem as a speedrunnable game in a critical perspective. I still love Fire Emblem. But from a speedrun perspective, I really don't think it's a good game. From a story perspective, Book 1 and 2 suck in Heroes, and in the main games, their stories are usually pretty good. But from a and gameplay is engaging if you can put the time in. Yeah, my phone loves telling me it loves popping up ads. It is engaging, but not engaging in a way that other games can hit. If that makes sense to you. It's not you're constantly doing stuff. It's you're planning and you're strategizing and you're moving big armies, which is something I love. You know what I just realized? Fire Emblem is oddly similar to Pikmin. Huh. Well, time to make a video comparing Fire Emblem and Pikmin. I'm not joking. Expect to see that in the new year.